Hey everybody, welcome to Powerless 9. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Antiquities, and specifically, a lot of these Urzas, bad boys from Antiquities. Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Tower. Let's talk a little bit about it. So Antiquities was the second Magic the Gathering expansion. Let me zoom out here. Woo. So Antiquities is the second Magic the Gathering expansion, released in March 1994. So it's not part of any of the blocks, but set was constructed around an artifact theme and told the story of the Brothers' War between Mishra and Urza. So you see a lot of the Urza's stuff in this set. So it's all artifacts, artifact theme. So an interesting part, Urza's stuff was not new to Antiquities. Urza's was, I think Urza's glasses and a few other Urza's cards appeared in earlier sets, the original sets, the limited edition. And I'm excited and presenting this today because I've been waiting for a few months for something to arrive in the mail, a few things to arrive in the mail, and they finally came. And I'll tell you a little story about it. I've been collecting all of the Urza's cards from Antiquities in a 9.5 for a little while now, trying to find them for good prices every now and again. And a few came up on Magic Raiders. Sorry, I'm moving around back here, tucking away packing peanuts. And actually, while I'm back here, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos about early Magic the Gathering cards, mostly Alpha, Beta, Unlimited. Sometimes we're going to pull in these expansion sets, but hopefully, yeah, you'll hit those buttons. Thank you. A few came up on MagicRaiders.com. If you're familiar with Magic Raiders, they seem to be a newer company, relative. Like last like 3 years, they opened up during the pandemic. They got an interesting business model, in my opinion. And I bought a few cards off there. Never had any problems with them. And actually, you can avoid eBay fees by going to there. They've got a good selection. So not necessarily a plug for anybody over another, but I've had good luck with Magic Raiders. And they sent me some cards and tracked them. This is the beginning of October. And they did not arrive. They actually went to my old address. And that was probably due to some, PayPal issues actually with addressing. Nonetheless, we kept in really good contact with the folks that work at Magic Raiders, and they made sure that they were tracking the package and that I was tracking the package, and that it finally arrived back here. So first, I'm glad this one opened up first. So Urza's Tower Shore is a 9.5. It looks like it's got a surface of a 10, which is pretty good. I don't know if I have any other 10 surface for my Urza's cards. It's really nice. Centering is slightly off. Definitely, yeah, slightly off. But Shore is actually, as I've seen, it's one of the more expensive Urza's Towers, Mines, Urza's Lands from Antiquities. None of these are the most expensive cards from Antiquities, like Mishra's Workshop, that are in the thousands. And these are, maybe a couple hundred, depending on when you find them. Actually, probably more than that. I try to get them lower in the couple $100 range, but some people are out there selling them for much more. Which, if you get them on auction or something like that, you might get it. But there's a lot of buy it now. Urza's Power Plant with the bug on it is probably the most common one that I've seen, but as I was going through and did all this, I did an analysis on recent prices and what the expected value is for all of these based on past sales, historic sales over the last couple months, and did kind of some regression analysis on the different centering, edges, like the different gradings, to see what different prices should fetch in theory, especially based on like the commonality C1 or C2, and I try to find opportunities to buy them under what that regression analysis told me. Maybe a little too much, but my history behind these cards. I'm going to open up the second one because I don't have a whole lot of time today. Because I remember playing with a friend back in the 90s, and he had all the Urza's cards. He stacked his deck with them. And so he had, you know, probably, what could you have, like 12? Oh, I got Poli. Oh, cool. These two are pretty difficult to get, both of them. So I got, he had all of them. And as you see, oh, look at that. Corner 10, surface 10. So there's 2 10s on this, and it's a C1, a common one. So heck of a deal I got. Thank you, Magic Raiders. Beautiful. Surface 10, corners 10. Dang, I wish the centering's just off, or that would have been... I'm going to pull it out of this. They probably sent me Kyle. Let's see if you got a card. I'm going to flash up their info. MagicRaiders.com. Thank you, Kyle. I'm going to get a close-up on these because they are gorgeous. Sorry about the sunlight in the background. Gritty. Looks like there's a... Well, that's not a print dot error there. Anyway, so I played around. I probably had a terrible deck because, as you'll find out in future videos, I was not a rich kid by any means, so I just scrapped together whatever cards I could and just made the best deck I could out of those cards. Well, my opponent in this case had a ton of Urza's lands, and you know, you just read it. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. If you have Urza's Mine, Urza's Tower, and the Power Plant in play at the same time, you can tap to add 3 colorless mana to your mana pool. So each of these becomes worth 3. So as you can imagine, if you've got a couple of these, plus a Fireball, for example, or some other factor of X card with that variable, you'll be able to do some serious damage pretty quick after laying just, you know, a couple of these. And so that compounding factor wiped my butt out of the game very fast that day. And I've never forgot these cards. And so now I'm going through and I'm collecting them all in a 9.5. And I'm just a couple away. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got about 3 left. What do I have? Rock, Columns, and the infamous Clawed Sphere. So I will be collecting them all. And, you know, if you actually have any of these in a 9.5 that you want to sell, just send me a note, send me a comment, because I'd be glad to take any that you don't see here off your hands. All right, one more last look at these fabulous cards. They are a beaut. Thank you again to Kyle from Magic Graders for selling me these awesome cards. I will be looking to see if you got any more anytime soon. I'm going to put them there and say thank you to everybody who has watched this today. Get a big thumbs up from me, and keep on enjoying Magic, and please comment and subscribe.